While many young people are thinking about starting their own businesses, Taiwan's traditional industries are facing the challenge of transformation, few more so than the textile industry. In the past few years, half of Taiwan's textile makers have moved their productions to Vietnam or other countries in order to lower costs. But there are also some companies that have chosen to stay here, throwing money into developing technologies or using smart technologies to upgrade their production lines. Although the costs have gone up in the early stages, this company think they are good for the company in the long run.
Thousands of strands of yarn come together like a spider web before being wrapped into bundles. Though these machines run 24 hours a day, there is no need to worry about production because each one is equipped with smart sensors.
加装了986个 sensor 电脑 sensor 下去监控，大概5秒钟就一个循环管制正误3克，如果跑掉它就发异常警报出来。
This is a well-known fabric factory in southern Taiwan. Everything from yarn processing to the cloth-making production line, and even the temperature and humidity in the factory can be controlled from a single iPad. Even the dyeing and finishing process is almost completely automated. Close to 80% of production happens without any humans involved. Automated turntables send empty buckets into dye storage tanks based on their serial numbers. They are filled with dye, weighed, and then automatically mixed. Finally, the mixed dye is sealed in a vacuum and sent to its assigned machine for dyeing and finishing. In the past, when people were employed to do these tasks, they had to memorize the ratios and recipes used for different dyes, and they would also have to prepare the dyes themselves. The error rate was extremely high. Now, with machines doing these jobs, not only has production increased, but the consistency of quality has gone up as well.
包括水位，包括药剂的呼叫，都是由机器对机器在对谈。
To keep textile factories from disappearing, owners have invested hundreds of millions in upgrading to smart production lines. Though the equipment needed to do this is costly and the process of paying it off long, Chinese competition makes these upgrades essential to these industries' survival.
大陆现在一直往自动化在跑，20-30年来去大陆的台商3日就已经 disappear。成衣厂是资本很少，但是人力密集，所以一定要到有人的地方去嘛。像成衣厂，很多现在还是继续逐水上而居。
成衣关税是32%，TPP 以后它是0%，那你说哪一个厂商不去？
Without technology, many Taiwanese factories producing ready-made clothes have to keep moving in search of cheaper labor and lower tariffs. But this way of operating isn't sustainable. Some factory owners have begun to consider the next step and have decided to work towards developing new fabrics. Because they have technology on their side, they don't worry about tariffs.
那些美国的 final buyer 根本不太重视 FTA， 他重视是看你的长期关系啊。第一个，你交期准确，你品质又好，你的产品继续不断在创新。像我们这个化纤产品，台湾最强的，你到越南还要去美国还要课18%的税。
In accordance with the principle of destructive innovation, these factories work on developing new fabrics and leading technologies once every 5 years in order to build their reputations. The famous international outdoor wear brands are their customers, but they also start their own brands. The jacket Tsai Ing-wen wore on the day of last year's election was sponsored by one of these factories.
不只是 fashion， 要加上 function， 用科技来竞争是目前台湾纺织业一个很大的优势。
Taiwan's textile manufacturing technology leads the world. The textile industry's total output was valued at more than 423 billion NT dollars, and textile exports were worth over 7 billion US dollars in 2015, the 7th highest in the world that year. This shows that with the right technology, there will always be a market.
So that's a lesson we learned from Taiwan's textile industry. But the conventional wisdom is that Taiwan is good at manufacturing, but in terms of developing software and human resources, it falls behind Europe, the United States, even its Asian neighbors such as Japan and South Korea. That's why some experts suggest that Taiwan should focus on some simple ideas they can find in everyday life and go back to talent training. If Taiwan can maximize its use of the Internet of Things alongside artificial intelligence, it may be able to produce the next unicorn in the industry.
With a single handheld device, you can watch this monitor remotely from anywhere in the world. This kind of monitor is no longer unusual, and one Taiwanese business has already developed a monitor that is easier to control thanks to artificial intelligence.
我们是用2D 影像去教电脑去学说什么东西长得什么是人，所以现在看到这红色的部分，就是他认为说这个是人，他就会把它 highlight 起来。
As soon as a person appears in front of the camera, the computer labels it as a person and turns the image of the person red. This isn't thermal sensing technology. It relies on an AI facial recognition learning system that can achieve 95% accuracy. It also makes a record and sends out an alert in case of emergency. This way, the user doesn't have to stare at a screen all day.
在这个时间点出现的话，你可以点开去看，去直接去放当时发生的事情，可以打到他画面上，或是直接放他手机上。像我们系统就可以去提出警告，说，这个人怪怪的。
硬体的部分当成不是一个价值，而是后面的一个资讯的一个累积、跟分析、跟使用、跟商业行为在。所以等于说，在商业模式的推动跟建立的时候，要把这个考虑进去，那你的 idea 就可以放大。
You can find opportunities everywhere by looking for openings in the market and perfecting your products.
Easily connects to your mobile device. Tempal is tiny and ultralight, just like a second skin.
You don't need to use a thermometer to take your temperature. Instead, you can use this small sensor patch, which is connected to the Internet of Things and the cloud. You stick it under your armpit, and you can track your temperature accurately 24 hours a day using an app.
因为我太太她不容易受孕，我们为了要有小孩，经历过一段很痛苦的过程，就是量测基础体温。那个时候我们就有想法说，何不就创造一个东西，是能够让妇女在睡觉的时候，就让她把基础体温量好了。
This invention isn't just good news for women who have difficulty conceiving children. It is also useful in caring for children. By generating a computer chart from the data the thermometer collects, it's possible to accurately follow the rising and falling of a child's temperature during a fever.
温枪你现在量到39度，可能就觉得蛮危险的。但是如果你有一个辅助的趋势，你可以判断到39是从低温上升到39，还是从高温下降到39。
现在 IoT 的真正大发的时代，很多人预估大概3年5年以后。但是我们不能不布局啊！台湾的这个半导体的发展基础之下，然后往上涨一些 IoT 的 application 出来的话，它是有相当的机会。只要你可以万物联网起来的话，你的价值就会被重新估算。
Even a tiny thermometer can create big business opportunities. That's the attraction of newly created industries. Experts say the key factors behind success are demand and applications that span different fields. Creating highly functional products for everyday use can often lead to big profits. If Taiwan wants to transform itself into a big producer of products for everyday use, it might not be able to rely on technology alone. To create the billion-dollar companies of the future, it will also need to focus on functionality.